Hello, I'm Mark from CNC Sourced. Welcome to another video for those who love to innovate and experiment with CNC and laser machines. Today, let's talk about laser etching metal. Laser etching is a handy process for permanently marking logos, barcodes, product info, and more on metal parts. It slightly melts the metal's top layer at a depth of around 0.08 millimeters. This creates a nice high contrast mark compared to the background. Laser etching is faster and cheaper than laser engraving metal, which removes the metal more deeply. Also, etching retains the part's structural integrity better than engraving. You can laser etch various metals like steel, aluminum, gold, silver, copper, brass, titanium, and more. Steel and aluminum are the easiest to etch with ordinary lasers. Both fiber lasers and carbon dioxide lasers, also called CO2 lasers, can etch metals, but they use different techniques to do so. Fiber lasers directly etch metals with their beam. Metals easily absorb the wavelength of a fiber laser, so you simply need to open your design file and adjust the laser settings to etch. On the other hand, CO2 lasers cannot directly etch bare metals. Their beam reflects off the metal's surface instead of being absorbed. So, with a CO2 laser, you first need to coat the metal with special chemical sprays or pastes. After the spray dries, you etch it onto the metal with the laser, then wash off the remaining spray. So there are more steps involved compared to direct laser etching with fiber lasers. Now let's look at the advantages of fiber lasers over CO2 lasers when laser etching metals. Firstly, CO2 lasers require you to treat the metal's surface before and after etching. Fiber lasers don't need any sprays or pastes. Secondly, CO2 lasers need much higher power, like 100 watts, to etch metals. Even a 50-watt fiber laser will etch metals much faster. And lastly, fiber laser etching of metals is quicker than using CO2 lasers. When using sprays with CO2 lasers, you have to go very slow so the spray bonds properly. So in summary, fiber lasers are overwhelmingly better for laser etching metals, thanks to their speed and direct etchability. Now let's look at some of the common metals you can laser etch. Steel is one of the easiest metals to laser etch. Its different types like mild steel, stainless steel, and high-speed steel all absorb laser beams very well. This allows fast etching, even with lower power lasers. Aluminum is another practical and durable metal to laser etch. Anodized aluminum requires a different technique called laser ablation though, not etching. Etching precious metals like gold, silver, and copper needs a high-power fiber laser, but you can get nice, crisp etchings on them. Brass, galvanized metals, and titanium are some other metals you can laser etch. Each has their own best practices, which we have linked in the video description for you to check out later. Now let's look at the two laser etching techniques based on your laser type: fiber or CO2. With a fiber laser, you likely don't need any sprays or coatings on the metal. Just clean the surface, import your design file, set the right laser parameters for that metal, and start etching. Though you can use etching sprays with fiber lasers too if you want the color provided by the spray. With a CO2 laser, there are a few more steps to follow. First, you have to clean the metal thoroughly, especially to remove any grease, dust, or rust. Then, coat the metal using a liquid spray or paste specially made for CO2 laser etching. Let it dry. Next, send your design file to the laser and etch the spray or paste onto the metal. Use high power and low speeds. Finally, clean off the remaining spray material from the metal's surface, and you'll have a nice etched mark. So those are the core differences between fiber laser etching and CO2 laser etching of metals. Fiber lasers are faster and more direct. By the way, here's an exclusive tip for you. To laser etch rings or cylindrical objects, get a rotary attachment for smooth etching around the curvature. To wrap up, laser etching is a versatile metal marking technique with many benefits over engraving. It works on an array of metals, with fiber lasers being the best suited lasers for the job. Check the video description for helpful links to laser etchers, rotaries, and more. And visit the CNC Sourced blog for an in-depth guide on this topic. Like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. See you next time.